Evening. How are you all? Sit down, sit down. Good to see you back, all of you. Yes. And this is a very important, crucial year of your life, isn't it? Canada. Huh? Gayatri, either are you? Sit down over here. Both of you, sit over here. Last bench. Both of you, come. Okay. So, what's the name? Go ahead. Which school? Which school you want? Which school you're from? Right. Welcome. Which school you're from? Yes, last year.
Yes, Mr. Priyanshu from Ryan.
Priyanshu from Ryan International. Yes, from Ryan International, right? Divesh from Ryan. Ryan. Archit. Arnav, yes. Ranveer from Uddar International.
Rudra
Hargar International. Ryan Hargar. Acha. Ryan Hargar. Ryan Nehru. Sidra, yes. कहाँ पे? Ryan Hargar. Come. इधर आ जाइए. Wait. Ryan Hargar. Ryan Hargar. What happened to your hand? Bowler. Badminton player. What? Manasvi from CJM. What is it? CJM? Government of? Convent of. Janvi, yes, Janvi. Ryan International. Snehal, na? Snehal, कौन से स्कूल में आप? Ryan International. क्या हुआ? Ryan International or what? Prithvi. Ryan. Gayatri from Sanjeevani International. Sanjeev. Okay, good. So all of you are actually what? Already Argal, Ryan, and then various other schools also. Okay, so this is very important year for you because you will be giving, okay, your then student board exam. So you should do well. And this is the first lecture, okay, of chemistry. So we require one important short prayer. Why? Because so that everything goes well, so that for the students who are actually giving for the first time this board exam. And board exam is not an ordinary kind of exam. It's an extraordinary exam where it's like a joy and pride which you will get when you write the board exam in some other centers or maybe in your own centers. Okay. And at the same time, that feeling of, going for junior college or maybe, for example, the higher studies is something which you are going to experience and maybe you only will be able to tell later on. Okay, sir, I'm feeling on the top of the world. Why? Because I have passed out with flying colors, okay, with this particular board exam. So if everything goes well to get the energy, and so to get that particular positive energy, what we can do is that we can do a short prayer. There we are having Kushal. Which school? Kushal?
Aggression.
Huh?
Aggression.
Pardon?
Aggression.
Aggression. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Okay. Now you also will have to do one short prayer. So this kind of prayer is actually what, when we start any session, which is very important. So for your, to you as well as for others, your family members are also connected. So many people are at stake at this moment. There, your school teachers, your school premises, fans, AC, TV, everything. Okay. And therefore, everybody is working towards your success. Whether non-living materials or living materials, so everything should go well during the examination. Electricity should be there so that you will be able to write properly. Otherwise, if there is an electric failure or any kind of pandemic again breaks out, it's going to be a tough job. Remember, so everything should go well Okay, in this particular academic year. So for that, what we'll do, we'll close our eyes. First, the first thing is what? We'll take the blessings of our parents. Clear? All of you close your eyes. Take the blessings. I mean, the most important entity in your life is definitely your parents. Stand up, out. Arnav, na? Bag utho, close your eyes. All of you close your eyes. Very important session for you. First, take the blessings of your parents, and then definitely the supernatural forces upstairs. Take the blessings and be thankful to them that they have done much more than what you expected in last year, your 9th standard. Give best wishes to those students who have given the board exam this time. And next year, you will be getting the best wishes from them also. Your neighbors, relatives, friends, give them the best wishes for results. Those who are giving some important competitive exams, or siblings, sisters, brothers, who are giving some professional exam like CA, IAS, whatever, or any other exam also. Give them good wishes. And then one short prayer, whatever prayer you do at home, just keep your eyes closed. Remember that prayer in your mind. 30 seconds for that prayer. Pray that your health would be better. Okay, and you should have a 100% attendance in your school and UT exams as well as lectures, because that will increase your percentage by 20%. Now rub your palms, keep on your eyes, just slowly open your eyes. Here, so you will feel nice, and this kind of prayer will give you motivation that I have to work very hard for this coming exam, because so many things are at stake. Okay, so let us see, and this will give you a kind of concentration and maybe the positive frame of mind that this is no jokes over here. We have to really literally work very hard, because parents are working very hard day in and day out, so that you can actually come and sit over here and learn something out. I mean, get something out of this positive. Okay, so let us see this particular first topic, periodic table. We are going to start, which is, I think most of the schools have started with that. Clear? So in Nehru Lab started with that. Likewise, Propert also have started. So let us see an example here. Sanford also have started. Periodic table. Part of that particular topic you have done in your 9th standard. But it's a quick revision. Okay, a quick bite of this topic in 10th standard. And what is that? A periodic table is nothing but what? It is a systematic arrangement of elements. No need to write. First, we just listen. Basically, an arrangement of elements. What are elements? Elements are basic substances. Clear? Now, their basic substances means they cannot be broken down further. And they are actually what? Their study becomes essential. But before we study them, we have to arrange those elements in such a manner that we can study those elements, the properties in a much organized manner, in a much methodical manner. Remember, like suppose you are, for example, invited some people for food, for some dinner or lunch. You have to arrange these materials properly, so that they can conveniently take the material from different, let us say, for example, vessels, and therefore they can eat lavishly. So that arrangement of that particular, for example, plates or maybe a spoon and various, for example, vessels in which the materials are kept. You cannot just tell them that you go into the kitchen and, for example, take all the materials are kept over there, okay, on the gas burner, and you yourself take. Clear? That cannot be done, because that will be unorganized kind of, for example, host. So likewise over here, arrangement of elements basically in vertical columns and horizontal rows was first anticipated or first actually expected by the researchers. But what was happening? Scientists, they wanted to classify, first of all, these elements were having a scattered kind of properties. So what they did, they first started, for example, arranging the elements on the basis of what? Their atomic mass. They said atomic mass is the fundamental property of an element. And due to that, the recurrence of properties are taking place. So maybe the atomic masses are different, but the repetition in the properties are taking place because of what? Definitely their nature. Maybe the atomic mass may differ, but after some regular intervals, okay, the properties will repeat. And this was first suggested by a man called Propert. He formed a triad. He said, I'm going to arrange the chemically similar elements, means the chemically similar elements with similar chemical properties. I'm going to arrange this element in a group of 3 called triads. Okay. And then finally, I'm going to arrange the elements on the basis of increasing atomic mass, where atomic mass of lithium is 7, sodium is 23, and potassium 39. And I'm going to take the average of what? The first and the last element, that is the arithmetic mean, we can say. And if I just take this arithmetic mean of this first and the last element, I will get 46/2, which is 23. And the moment this mean is almost equivalent to or equal to atomic mass of the middle element, this classification becomes successful. That means there is no need to study the properties of lithium, sodium, potassium separately. You can, if you study the properties of sodium alone, you can get the properties, a fair idea about lithium and potassium also. Because that number is same as what? The average atomic mass is same as this one. It's like they're saying this way, in our family, there'll be one member whose properties will be matching with all others. So an observer can study the property of that member and he can get an idea about the whole family. There's no need to study the properties of all members in the family. That is what is our convenience for this periodic class. But this classification failed because he could not classify all the known elements at that time in the form of triads. Like I can form a triad 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but one is left out. So one is left out means what? The properties cannot be studied. I mean, this way, if I say, for example, I cannot form the triad, so this classification is not meant for this particular entity. This is not possible. So 10 लोग के लिए खाना बना रहे हो, 11वां आ गया है, उसको भी खाना देना पड़ेगा. ये तो बोलेगा, ये तो host is actually what? क्या बेकार host है. उसको खाने का मतलब ही नहीं, कितना ऑर्डर करना है. अगर 2-3 जन एक्स्ट्रा आ गए तो आपको ज्यादा खाना बना के ऐसा ये नहीं बोले एक मेंबर के लिए खाना नहीं, क्योंकि तो हमने 10 बोला तो 10 ही बनाए. We cannot actually do this way because we are the best host over here. Okay, Atithi Devo Bhava. Indians are very much famous for what? For example, hospitality. We are not foreigners. We are Indians, and Indians are always, for example, we can say, for example, big-hearted people. I mean, throughout the world, it is very much famous. Clear? You go to any place, you will find. So same way here, Dobrinier was very much narrow kind of person. He was only restricting himself for the triad. So another man came forward, Newland. He was a lover of music. He said, I'm going to little bit, for example, take one step ahead of Mendeleev. I'm going to arrange the elements in the increasing order of what? Their atomic mass, but I'm going to take a group of those elements which are 53. And no talking absolutely. Sit this side. He said, because the moment you talk, you will be having, for example, a mind will be scattered. You can, it's said, क्या नाम है आपका? इधर आ. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. ठीक है? Nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. These elements, okay, are actually basically, I mean, that time inert gases were not discovered. That time 53 elements were discovered. So he said, I'm going to arrange these elements in this manner. Next is sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and then what? Potassium, calcium, and all other elements were there. Clear? So he arranged the elements and he said, I'm going to count from any one element, okay, from 1 to 7. So if I start from beryllium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and every 8th element, which I count after 7, will have properties similar to the first. So like, for example, every 8th element will have repetition in the properties, just like notes in the music are repeated. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, and sa. As the notes in the music are repeated, Same way the properties of the elements also are going to be repeated. After night, day comes, and after day, night comes. Just like phenomenon in the nature are actually what? Repeating. Same way the properties of the elements are also going to repeat at regular intervals. But this classification, the moment he started with aluminium, and he started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. When he studied the properties of that element X, here, he found that this element X was having properties different from aluminium. What was the problem with this? That this element was actually what? Was absent. Absent is what? Not discovered. But this Newland, what he did not leave vacant places. ये element X का यहाँ पे होना चाहिए था, ये यहाँ पे डाल दिया. सोचा कि ये element discover नहीं होगा कल, क्योंकि 53 elements were discovered. That time 53 only will be there. Now last year the population was 1.2 billion for India. Now maybe this year it is 1.3. ऐसा नहीं कि सर population बढ़ेगा नहीं, population तो बढ़ता जाएगा. वैसे elements का population भी बढ़ेगा. But it was very much hell-bent कि इसके बाद कोई भी element discover नहीं होगा. So he did not get vacant places. My friend is absent today. Let me leave some vacant place for my friend. But tomorrow, today is absent. Tomorrow he will come definitely. I did not leave vacant place for him. तो ये जो person यहाँ पे आ गए, but इनका property mismatch हो रहा है. क्योंकि उन्होंने place छोड़ा नहीं. Am I right or not? तो ऐसे करके कैल्शियम के बाद जितने भी एलिमेंट्स है सबका प्रॉपर्टीज मिसमैच हो रहा है, क्योंकि एक इधर आ गया तो सब तो इसके नीचे होना चाहिए, इधर आ गया, इसकी वजह से प्रॉपर्टीज मिसमैच हो गई. तो फॉर हेवी एलिमेंट्स, कैल्शियम के बाद सब हेवी एलिमेंट्स आ जाते हैं, मेटल्स आ जाते हैं, स्कैंडियम है, टाइटेनियम है, वेनेडियम है, ठीक है. तो उन लोगों का प्रॉपर्टीज इससे एल्यूमिनियम से मैच नहीं होगा. This theory failed. Another man came forward. He said, I'm not going to be very much narrow like this, or slightly more, for example, broad over here, but I will be actually what? Studying that particular periodic table of the elements in great detail. And he was Mendeleev. Mendeleev ने क्या किया? Mendeleev ने he studied the properties of those elements with respect to hydrogen and with respect to oxygen. Okay? Because most of the elements, they used to react with hydrogen and oxygen. That's why most of the chemical reactions you'll find with hydrogen, hydrides, oxides, water. सबसे बड़ा basic example, water. Water is 70% to hydrogen, oxygen का compound. ठीक है? Hydrogen peroxide, ठीक है? Carbon dioxide. ये सब elements are, they always in the form of what? Oxides or hydride. So he studied the properties of various elements with respect to hydrogen and oxygen, and he came to a conclusion that I will require a periodic table which will consist of, for example, 8 vertical columns. I'm not drawing this. Why? Because already done in 9th standard. It will be highly boring for you, because always you will say, and then 7 horizontal rows. So 7 horizontal rows, or you can say 6 periods. 6 periods, first transition serial, second. तो 7 होता है, लेकिन हम लोग 6 लिखने के टाइम 7 लिखते हैं, but इधर show करते 6. And he divided each group into what? For example, group A and B. Okay. And he started the, and then here the period 1, 2, 3. Pardon? Hello? Kushal, क्या हुआ?
अरे सर कुछ नहीं.
बंद कर दो. पानी वाली पी लो आराम से. ठीक है? तो he arranged the elements of पहले हाइड्रोजन आया, उसके बाद यहाँ पे लिथियम, फिर बेरिलियम, बोरॉन. That time what was happening? Beryllium का atomic mass was given as 14.9. But since that element was coming between lithium and boron, okay, he said that if this is 7, this is something like, for example, 10.1. ठीक है? इसका atomic mass कैसे? जब मेरे छोटे ब्रदर का एज 7 साल है, बड़े ब्रदर का एक्चुअली व्हाट मेरे से बड़े भाई का 10 साल है, तो मेरा 14 साल कैसे हो सकता है? सब लोग ने क्या बोला कि अरे सर ये जो इनका एज है ना वो रॉन्ग दी है बर्थ सर्टिफिकेट. रॉन्ग है ना. अभी उनका 15 साल कैसे, तुम्हारे बड़े बहन का तुम्हारा 11 साल और तुम इधर 14 साल तुम लिख रहे हो, तो ये नहीं चलेगा. तो Mendeleev corrected some doubtful atomic mass and he said इनका atomic mass 9 point something. तो ठीक लगा, 7 और 10 के बीच में 9 है. This kind of thing nobody bothered. So let me correct it. This correction was not done by any other scientist. Mendeleev.
Sir, when we did it, atomic mass, right?
Yes. Okay. Secondly, he left 3 vacant places for undiscovered elements. And not only he left 3 vacant places for undiscovered elements, he predicted the properties. Okay. He was called as Eka boron, Eka aluminum, and Eka silicon. 3 vacant places छोड़ दिया उन्होंने. That today these elements are unborn, undiscovered. So let me leave some vacant place for these elements, which they did not leave. And not only that, they were not bothered to first of all leave. On the top of it, he predicted the properties also. That today my friend is absent, but tomorrow when he comes, he will wear white t-shirt and blue jeans and come and sit over there. That before the child is born, again, the prediction has been done that he will become doctor, he will become engineer. Okay? Child born होने के पहले ही prediction हो गया कि वो डॉक्टर बनेगा और वो डॉक्टर बना, वो इंजीनियर बना. I understand. यानी this particular, is for example gallium का properties उन्होंने दिया 78 उसका melting point होगा, gallium का 78 आया, उसका valency 3 होना चाहिए, वो 3 ही आया. Okay, and then for example that means it was dirty green, it will be dirty green in color, उसका dirty green ही आया वहाँ. तो ये सब properties उन्होंने जो predict किया, all the properties were very close to that particular prediction. Okay, and that was something 6th sense of Mr. Mendeleev. And that's why there is a Mendeleev station, okay, in Petersburg, Russia में पूरा उनका वहाँ पे अंदर एक, because Russia में tunnels type of station है, यानी tunnels के अंदर सब station trains वहाँ पे खोद के वो सब बनाया है, railway network. And so tunnel पूरा उनका Mendeleev periodic table बना, this periodic table, ठीक है? I mean with elements of course, okay? Russian, Hungarian, okay? Now what is important over here? That time Russia was USSR. Russia was USSR. The world power in Russia on one side, USA on the other side. The superpowers both. Okay, anyway, now what is important? So Mendeleev was actually what? For example, he did some mistakes. What he said? I mean, people they started questioning Mr. Mendeleev. Mr. Mendeleev, some elements with higher atomic mass have been placed before those having lower atomic mass. Isotopes could not be placed in his periodic table because they were based on atomic mass. Some elements with similar properties were placed in different groups. 9th standard में तुम्हारे 2 friends साथ में थे, अब 10th में वो अलग-अलग क्लास में चले गए, एक संस्कृत में चला गया, एक दूसरा लड़े से फ्रेंच में चला गया, और तुम लोगों का जो प्रॉपर्टीज मिलता-जुलता था, आज वो अलग-अलग हो गए, and you are feeling bad about it. They are also feeling bad about it. अरे सर, हम लोग का properties एकदम, we had a good rapport. Now he is in French division, my other friend is actually Sanskrit division, I am in Urdu division, etc. So what was happening? That similar properties के जो elements है वो अलग-अलग group में. Likewise, dissimilar properties. Okay, like for example, first group में elements like for example lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, that's highly mischievous elements were placed along with what? Copper, silver, and gold. These are noble metals. How can you place under one roof? Okay, highly mischievous elements like this, or highly reactive element like this with Guy type of elements. Guy doesn't actually what? For example, speak. Guy means अपना cow kind of elements. Sir, कुछ बोलते नहीं, चुपचाप lecture सुनते और topper marks gain करते चले जाते. But इन लोग बहुत mischief, class को पूरा अपना उसका disturbance हो जाता है. तो how can either इन लोग को दूसरे टॉपर इसमें डाल दो या इन लोग को दूसरे डिवीजन में डाल दो, क्योंकि इन लोग के वजह से इन लोग सफर हो रहे हैं, या इन लोग को मिसचिप करना इन लोग सफर हो रहे हैं, या ये सफर हो रहे हैं इन लोग के वजह से, जो भी दोनों में सफरिंग हो रहा है. क्यों? They want to be active. These are highly active. Activity is also a plus point. People have to have fun. But inactivity totally is also what? For example, every time activity may not work. So that is another problem. They are highly active. They are too active, we can say. They are too inactive. Old kahan active. So iske liye bada. So Mendeleev, okay, was very much actually what got lot of, for example, but one man who was there, who was also a Hungarian, Russian man, mostly. Yeah, mostly. Mostly said, Mr. Mendeleev, first of all, I should congratulate you. You have done a great job. Clear? Salute to you, because your periodic table is a stepping stone. Okay? I learned from your mistake that you are such a mistake, but I have learned from this particular periodic table that the most basic problem with your periodic, everything is fine, but the only problem which you face, otherwise your periodic table would have been actually what? Would have been on the top. Your periodic table is based on what, sir? Atomic mass. Unfortunately, you also selected atomic mass, which they have selected, but it is not the atomic mass which is a fundamental property, it is the atomic number. This I got a lesson from so you are my Mahaguru, okay? Although my periodic table is going to be actually what studied, but before my periodic table, your periodic table always will be mentioned. Because finally I have learned and I have only modified. I have changed this atomic mass to atomic number. So as of today, till 21st century, we are using modern periodic table, which was given by Mosley, but Mosley has kept his guru as Mendeleev only. So he said the atomic number is a fundamental property. So all your disadvantages would become advantages. जो आपका अभी upside down हुआ है, वो मैंने change किया उसको क्योंकि my basis of classification should be atomic number, and he came out with a modern periodic law stating that the physical and the chemical properties they repeat at regular intervals is due to atomic number, provided you arrange the elements in the increasing order of atomic number. So let's see how this atomic number classification. I'll draw the whole periodic table now. And I'll let you know the periodic table में क्या-क्या selling and how it is actually what one of the, we can say, leading periodic table. Up till now, nobody has contradicted. Some few points they have told कि ये periodic table ऐसा क्यों है. Some people they started putting some drops of ink on this periodic table, mentally Mosley, but still it is unaffected. Okay, so let's see, for example, that periodic table because ये तो अपना basics था. Let us see our modern periodic table. So आपको क्या करना है? This particular book कहाँ पे है? Notebook. In notebook में आपको क्या करना है? Either you can take this way, okay, draw the periodic table in this manner, or you can take this, and you have to draw this whole periodic table. And homework will be 3 times this periodic table till next Friday. Okay, because Mosley has spent years, Mendeleev has spent years, and we have to spend 1 hour for this periodic table. Okay, so what I'll do? All of you take out pencil, scale, and other things, and let us start. Okay. Come here. Bring your mobile. इधर रख दो. Come. Switch off और इधर रख दो. Modern periodic table. All of you draw it. Nobody will draw a rough periodic table, scale, pencil. Okay, individually everybody has to. Yeah, scale pencil, okay, properly. Why? Because if there is small change in the boxes, so क्या होगा whole period is able to go. Okay. Yes. work on this particular part of it. इधर है CO, this one ना, cobalt, calcium C. Okay, now let us work on the periodic table. Okay. Let me just explain you this part and then you will draw it further. Okay. Yes, same periodic table is there in the book also, but you have to write draw section. Now let us see this periodic table, why classification. The modern periodic law says that the properties of the elements are periodic functions of their atomic numbers. Okay. We arrange the elements in the increasing order. The first period, I mean, the vertical columns are 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 vertical columns called groups and 7 horizontal rows were lined up for this placement of these elements. Now, these elements are placed according to their atomic number. With atomic number, se kya hoga? Although atomic number, through atomic number, how we can actually say that there is a periodicity? Through atomic number, we will able to write the electronic configuration. Now, when we are able to write the electronic configuration, ऐसा क्या electronic configuration is special? Electronic configuration say we come to know how many electrons are there in the outermost shell. Like hydrogen atomic number 1 has got only 1 electron in the outermost shell. So उसके पास एक ही electron है, which this element either share or maybe lose or maybe gain to attain stability. But let us understand this particular lithium. Okay, lithium atomic number 2,1. So that means what? It is also having 1 electron. Now this element which is having slightly, larger size than hydrogen, it will show a tendency to lose. So it will become a metal. Hydrogen is an exception. Okay, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. इन लोगों का खास बात क्या है कि सबके पास एक इलेक्ट्रॉन वैलेंस शेल में है. So if the valence shell is having only one electron, which they have, you know very well that they cannot gain 7, so better to lose. Therefore, all of them are metals. That means after regular intervals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the electronic configuration shows that इसके पास एक इलेक्ट्रॉन, इसके पास 2, इसके पास 3, इसके पास 4, इसके पास 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 के बाद फिर there's an opening of a new shell. An opening of new shell means having only 1 electron in the outermost shell. So 1 electron means what? The way in which lithium is going to behave, same way sodium is also going to behave. In other words, if this is going to lose, this is also going to lose. If this is silvery white, this is also silvery white. If this is a reducing agent, this is also reducing agent. Properties repeat at regular intervals. Now, and moreover, if this is showing a type of ionic bonding, this also should show ionic bonding. Lose करेगा तो सब lose करेंगे. Homologous series type of elements है. अगर एक member वो family में showing a tendency of donate, means a donor, तो सब families का एक अपना एक DNA में आ जाते हैं. Sir, we are going to donate. ठीक है? We are donors, we are not acceptors. तो ये donors. वैसे यहाँ पे halogens पे देखो, इसके पास 2,7, 287, 2887, ठीक है? फिर 28187 ऐसे करके, but all of them will have. अभी of course that will elaborate later on. तो सबके पास 7 electrons, so definitely they will not lose 7, they will gain 1, so they will become non-metals. In other words, after certain regular intervals of properties are repeated because their outermost valence shell configuration becomes same. Am I right or not? Sachin Tendulkar, Sara Tendulkar, Arjun Tendulkar. What is it? For example, the Anjali Tendulkar, Ramesh Tendulkar, Mama Tendulkar, सब तेंदुलकर फैमिली में सबका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक सेम होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि उनका सरनेम से हम लोग रिफ्लेक्ट कर रहे हैं फिजिकली. बट अदरवाइज इफ वी गो इन द फैमिली एंड विल ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट द कॉम्प्लेक्शन, द फीचर्स, द बिहेवियर, सब सेम रहेगा. खाने पीने का जो उनका ये है रवैया वो सेम रहेगा. क्यों? दे बिलोंग टू द सेम फैमिली. इन अदर वर्ड्स, विराट कोहली, अनुष्का कोहली, then daughter Kohli, son Kohli, etc. जब son और daughter जो भी हो जाएंगे तो उसमें क्या हो जाएगा? They will have similarities in the properties. ठीक है? Why? Here, there of course their surname will reflect. Here the electronic configuration will reflect. So that is the idea over here. Okay? So what I'm trying to tell you that these elements are actually having similarities. Why? In the group. But in the period, the properties will be gradation होगा. क्यों? इसके पास एक इलेक्ट्रॉन, इसके पास भी यानी इसके पास 7 है. But it will try to gain, but it will try to lose. So that means these halogens will have similarities in the properties, and this alkali metals will have similarities. Okay, so the similarities in the properties can be studied in the geography. And if you study only sodium, you can say, sir, I'm studying the properties of all the elements more or less. That is the idea of periodic table. Now let us understand the salient features of the periodic table. First, consists of 18 vertical columns, 7 horizontal rows. Each group is divided into what? For example, like A and B. A abhi wo sab khatam ho gaya. We directly, first group is called as alkali metals. Why? Because these metals, what they do, they react with water and form alkalis. These metals, what they do, they exist in the form of oxide, that is earthy material. जो ऑक्सीजन से मिल के रहता है, तो अर्थ में ऑक्सीजन के साथ जो भी एलिमेंट उसको अर्थ बोलते हैं. ठीक है? तो जैसे सिलिका इज अर्दी मटेरियल. तो जो भी ऑक्सीजन से कंबाइन करता है उसको अर्दी मटेरियल. तो कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड इज एन अर्थ मेटल. जब वो वाटर में डालोगे तो वो अल्कलाइन सॉल्यूशन फॉर्म करेगा. Halogens are nothing but what? They are salt forming substances. Chalcogens, normally these metals, they always tend to combine with oxygen and sulfur, form ores. That's why chalcogens. Chalco means ores. Gens means genes. Genes means producing. And these noble gases, all of them are having 8 electrons, which they don't lose or gain. Therefore, they are noble gases. Inert. Yeah, inert. At the bottom of the periodic table, 2 series this Mosley kept, because he said that if I'm going to place over here, then this particular periodic table will become amoeba. Why? Because ये जो अगर यहाँ पे place किया तो ये tantalum और ये सब इधर आ जाएंगे. Okay? तो आपको mismatch हो जाएगा. Zirconium के नीचे अगर cerium आ गया, but cerium का property match नहीं हो रहा है. Like for example, you are going for the picnic, all youngsters are over here, and there are senior citizens, 28 senior citizens. So let them enjoy separately. उन लोग के लिए अलग आउट हाउस में उन लोग ने अरेंज किए. क्यों? क्योंकि उन लोग let them arrange because they are senior citizen. They may not like your company or you may not like theirs. Therefore, we are placing at the bottom. Why? Because their resemblance is marked. Market resemblance को मतलब है very close resemblance. They are having their own jokes. They are having their own serious talks. You are having your own jokes separately. इसीलिए हम लोग क्या करते हैं? तो सब लोग ने ये point out कर रहे थे आपका periodic table discontinue हो गया. Discontinuous में है. बोले अगर नहीं करेंगे तो ये पीरियोडिक टेबल एकदम फिर से वो मेंडलीव जैसा हो जाएगा या फिर न्यूलैंड जैसा मिसमैच हो जाएगा. ऑस्मियम के नीचे ये जो एलिमेंट आना चाहिए था हैस्नियम, वो उधर चला जाएगा. तो पीरियोडिक टेबल कैसा लगेगा? देखो पीरियोडिक टेबल ऐसा लगेगा. ये देखो पीरियोडिक टेबल जो ऐसा था पूरा ऐसे यहाँ तक, इसमें क्या हो जाएगा, ठीक है, कि चाबी का जैसा वो जो चाबी है ना वैसा हो जाएगा, बिकॉज ये एलिमेंट्स को अगर इधर प्लेस, ये एलिमेंट इधर आ गया तो यहाँ पे, तो इन लोग का प्रॉपर्टी इससे मैच हो रहा है, पर वो तो मिसमैच हो गया उधर, whole effort will go waste. So he said, let us place at the bottom of the periodic. Let us be practical, because हम लोग को study करना है convenient manner, and they are having more resemblance. And these are called lanthanides and actinides. And one more important thing, the study of periodic table is in this manner. आपको अगर study करना है periodic table, तो पूरा periodic table एक ही साथ नहीं study कर, कैसे? Noble gas का study करना है. Why? Because all the shells are completely filled. तो आपको पूरा noble gas का study. So in higher standard you will have study of noble gases. क्योंकि उन लोग का प्रॉपर्टीज मिलता जुलता है. Then study of what 1, 2, 13 to 17 normal elements. Only last shell incomplete liquid. तो इन लोग का प्रॉपर्टी is highly reactive. 3 to 12 जो बीच वाले एलिमेंट्स, अली बाबा 40 चोर, ये 40 एलिमेंट्स है जो मेटल्स है पूरा, strictly non metals, heavy metals. Their study is actually what something which is again separate, which are called transition elements. And bottom elements are lanthanides and actinides. Last 3 shells incomplete liquid. Like there are 4 categories of students after getting out of the examination. Okay, first category says, sir, I have completed whole paper, and not only whole paper, I have done extra question also. तो उन लोग का झुंड अलग चल, सर ये टॉपर्स है, देखो पूरा पेपर कंप्लीट करके आ गए, इधर देखो 1, 2, 13, 17 ये सब ग्रुप एलिमेंट्स बोलेगा, सर फॉर्चुनेटली एक ही क्वेश्चन आई मिस्ड आउट. Okay, I left out in between, I overlooked, I mean in the speed, you know, I missed out that question. एक last question छूट गया. दूसरा 3 to 12 वाले बोल रहे लास्ट 2 shells सर, लास्ट 2 क्वेश्चन छूट गए, इन लोग का मार्क्स कम आएगा, इन लोग का मार्क्स उससे थोड़े ज्यादा आएगा, इन लोग का सबसे ज्यादा आएगा. क्यों? इन लोगों ने सब क्वेश्चन कर दिए, यानी प्रोबेबिलिटी हाई हो जाएगा. और लास्ट में बॉटम, सर नेक्स्ट पेज में 3 क्वेश्चन तो पूरे छोड़ दिए. क्यों? मैं देखा ही नहीं, क्यों मुझे लगा ये पेपर इधर एक ही पेज है, एंड या फिर किसको ऐसा बोला, सर ब्लैंक पेपर मिला मुझे, ब्लैंक पेपर मिला मींस व्हाट, अनफॉर्चुनेटली सब टीचर को वही मिला पेपर. देखो तो ये झुंड अलग चलेगा, ये झुंड अलग चलेगा, और ये झुंड अलग, तो सब लोगों को कैटेगरी मालूम पड़ेगा. हाँ सर इन लोग का कम मार्क्स आएगा, इन लोग का थोड़ा ज्यादा, इससे ज्यादा इन लोग का, सबसे ज्यादा इधर, और इन लोग तो जीरो ग्रुप, इन लोगों को फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है, बिकॉज दे आर द टॉपर्स, दे डोंट वांट टू गेन और लूज, यानी दे विल नॉट गो टू द टीचर. व्हाई? सर आई गॉट 50 on 50. नाउ व्हाट टू आस्क मार्क्स, मार्क्स कहां मिलेगा, मुझे पूरा मिल गया है. यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट जाएंगे, सर I want one more mark because I got 49. I want to make it 50. I want to reach them. Because one last question, but somewhere actually what I've done some extra question. Can I get it? Or somewhere you can give me not 49 in fact, thoda sa kam. Can I make it? For example, can you make from 40 to 49? Okay, why? Because these are falling short of that full shells. I mean full marks basically. The most reactive elements, ये वाला जो first, second और 13 to 7. लेस एक्टिव मेटल्स ये रहेंगे. सर मुझे तो मालूम है टीचर मार्क्स नहीं देंगे, क्यों? लास्ट 2 क्वेश्चन छूट गया. इन लोग तो जाएंगे नहीं टीचर के पास, क्योंकि हम लोगों को मालूम है कि मार्क्स लेने का जरूरत नहीं. इनफैक्ट टीचर विल शाउट, भाई तुमने लास्ट 3 क्वेश्चन छोड़ दिए, ओपन डे में और गुस्सा मिलेगा, इससे अच्छा मत जाओ. द आइडिया इज दैट यहाँ पे द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ दीस 28 एलिमेंट्स विल बी सिमिलर. दैट माइंडसेट ऑफ दीस स्टूडेंट जिसने 3 क्वेश्चन नहीं किया, उन लोगों का सिमिलर होगा. तो अगर आपको स्टडी करना है, lanthanides and actinides का स्टडी साथ में हो. I mean just to give you why I'm giving you this example, because these are all abstract things. When you try to take in your terms of examination, then you can answer this set of students are having similarities. So we'll stop over here. Homework will be to draw this periodic table 3 times. Still this is not yet over. Okay. The next time we'll discuss about the remaining. Okay. Homework will be what? 3 times to draw the period. Nicely to draw. Thank you very much. हाँ पूरा लिखना है.
सर इसको मिला के 3 टाइम्स क्या अलग से?
नहीं ना अलग से, यानी 4 टाइम होना चाहिए. Be careful. Ask for me. No, thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
चलिए इसको हिलाते
मैं अच्छे से ध्यान गलत जगह हाथ लाइन के थर्ड टर्म में सेकंड टर्म का पेपर 6 बार लिखवाया था इससे बहुत स्ट्रिक्टली 6 बार लिखवाया था ये
স্বপ্ন আছে ভবিষ্যতে সুদীপ ওই সময় বাচ্চা আমার এসছে ছাড়বে না পিছনে ছাড়বে না সময় বাচ্চাটা হ্যাঁ না আমি দেখিনি আমি তো। দেখি তো আমি গান দিয়ে থাকবো। এখন তো কত গাড়ি পড়ে যেতে পারে। আমরা সরাসরি চেক করে দেখি এই কথা কি কমেন্ট করেছে। Kita tadi boleh kita boleh bikin. Apa buat mana? Tahu orang agar mungkin hanya tentang para pelajar. Orang hal dalam itu kita tahu sosial media yang itu saja tuh ada konflik gitu. Baik, saja boleh tuh. আচ্ছা তাহলে কথা বলো ঠিক আছে